local memory. Where were you on August 1st? Perhaps you were on vacation. Perhaps you were taking a walk. Perhaps you were at work. Wherever you were on August 1st, it's a day that should be marked in our memory, etched into our hearts, to our souls. Because that's the day when a mandate took place, when it became effective. And for those of us who are here, and perhaps our friends, and many of those who are joining us through whatever, through the internet, through Facebook, etc., we're aware that a play of words does not make something evil correct. It doesn't mean that I can just please someone to do my dirty work, and my conscience will be okay. Since the time that we were created in the image and likeness of God, whether we are of the Christian faith, Muslim faith, Jewish faith, whether we are atheists, we trust that we have what is known as the place where God speaks to us, a conscience, a place that is so sacred, so pure, so holy, that only God can judge that person. And so a government cannot, should not, under any circumstances, force any religious institution to go against the fine tenets of its faith. And that is something that our founding fathers knew from the beginning. 200 years ago they left Europe to try to come here and begin anew so that they could practice their faith in freedom, their faith with hope, without persecution, without conflict. My brothers and sisters, it is a sad day, August 1st, in my memory. It is a day that leads me to tears. It is a day that breaks my heart. And I pray that whether it's August 1st of next year, whether it's through an election, whether it's through whatever means that God allows, that soon enough we will be able to say this is something for our past. My brothers and sisters, make no mistake. Religious freedom is something that is incredibly sacred. That is something that is pure. It's something that is so holy. And we should not allow anybody not only to test it, we should protect it. It is incredibly sacred. I come from Mexico, as I'm sure my name could give away. In the 1920s, there was a president there that decided that we could no longer celebrate the religious expressions of our faith. And people stood up there. And those people eventually not only became heroes, but to our faith, they became saints. They became those men and women that 100 years later still speak to us. And as they would go at times, and we're certainly not in that circumstance, before judges, before people that were about to hurt them, even take their life at times, what they would cry out was, "Viva Cristo Rey," long live Christ the King. Because in their heart they knew that even if somebody took their body, that their soul was free. They knew that if somebody was trying to force the church, that the church was free. They knew that if somebody was trying to say money will go here or money will go there, that God would make everything okay. And so regardless of how long this battle is, whether it's something that we have for a couple of weeks or a couple of years, we will remain strong. We will stand by God. We will stand with each other, regardless of whether we agree with each other in things of faith, because we know that religious freedom is essential. It's a God-given right. It's a human right that each one of us has from birth, and it must be protected, and it can be protected. And with your help and the help of all those who will support it, it will be protected. And next year, God willing, on August 1st, we will look back and say, perhaps it's over. And if it's not, we will keep carrying on, knowing that with God, everything is possible. So don't be afraid, my brothers and sisters. We stand with the one who has guided us, with the one who has passed so many different circumstances in 2,000 years of history and has triumphed, with the one who stood not only at the gates of death and triumph, but also at the gates of hell and triumph. So, my brothers and sisters, let us continue to stand together, arm in arm, heart to heart, prayer to prayer, knowing that religious freedom for Muslims, for Christians, for Jews, for people of any faith is something that is so sacred. It's not simply our spiritual heritage. It is for your future children. It is for my spiritual children in the future. That we could look back and say, this was a chapter in our history that we could learn. And we learned well. Let us stand strong and hold up and let people know. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors that this is something incredibly important. It should have never come up. And hopefully, once we take care of it, it never will again. Amen.
Amen. Viva Cristo Rey! Viva Cristo Rey!